In this module, we will be examining the black box through which the channels and formats that we have taken a look at earlier emerge. That is, we will be delving into the retail strategy or philosophy on which a retailer builds his business idea. We will begin with the definition of retail strategy. Then we will be seeing how a retailer can define his target customers. Then we will be seeing how a retailer chooses a target market for his particular proposition. Lastly, we would be examining the sustainable competitive advantages that a retailer can develop to stay ahead of the competition in the present and in the future. So let us begin by asking, what is retail strategy? Before we define retail strategy, let us define what is strategy. A strategy, in simple words, is a plan of action of getting somewhere. Hence, two things define a strategy. First of all, a destination, because to reach somewhere, you have to know where that somewhere is. Secondly, a series of choices have to be made to reach that destination. If at a crossroad you choose to go east, you are also choosing not to go west. You cannot go east and west at the same time. This might seem as common sense, but many times many businesses commit the error of being one thing and its opposite to their customers. They want to be everything to their customers and hence they fail. So a retail strategy is a strategy that a retailer makes for his business. He has a destination in mind, and we will be examining in this module how he defines that destination, and then after having defined the destination, the series of choices he makes to reach that destination. Remember how we defined a format earlier? We said that a format is about fulfilling the shopping needs of the target customer of the retailer. Hence, the destination of the retailer is to fulfill these shopping needs in a manner which is profitable to his business in the present and in the foreseeable future. Hence, the destination for the retailer is contained within the definition of his target customer and her shopping needs. So let us put a formal definition of this retail strategy. A retail strategy is a statement that identifies the target customer and her shopping needs. That is, as we have seen, it contains within it the destination that a retailer wants to reach. Next, it contains the series of choices that the retailer makes to reach this destination, and this is contained in the definition of the retail mix that the retailer decides upon to meet the shopping needs of the target customer. We will be examining the definition of the retail mix later in this module. For now, let us understand retail mix as the specific attributes that go on to define the formats that a retailer develops for fulfilling the needs of the target customers. For example, the choice that a retailer makes in making his store a low-cost store or a premium store is contained within the retail mix. Similarly, the attributes of the breadth of the assortment that he keeps and the depth of that assortment is also contained within the retail mix. Hence, to repeat, the retail mix is a set of attributes that go on to define the format that the retailer builds. So that was retail strategy, the definition of the destination, that is, the target customer, and the shopping needs that the retailer wants to fulfill, and the way to get there by the appropriate retail mix. But that is not all. The way to get to that destination that the retailer decides upon might work in the short term when there are no direct competitors, but it might not work in the future when there are some. Let us take the example of a game like soccer. The goal out there is to win the game, and suppose that a team has built a game plan which relies on working on its defense. But once an opposition realizes its game plan, would this team be able to stick to its game plan if it has fundamentally a weak defense? No. Hence, a retail strategy also defines the sustainable competitive advantages that the retailer needs to build to be able to keep executing its game plan. In the example of the soccer game, the sustainable advantage would be to always have a strong defense. Hence, it is not enough to just define a game plan which for a retailer is contained within the definition of the retail mix. One also needs to define the strengths that one wants to focus on to always keep ahead of the competition in its own game plan. Hence, this is what retail strategy is. A retail strategy is a statement that identifies the destination of the retailer, which is his target customer and their specific shopping needs that he wants to fulfill. Next, it defines the way of reaching that destination by defining the set of attributes called the retail mix that define his formats. Finally, it lays down the sustainable competitive advantages that the retailer will have to build to keep ahead of his competition. In the next chapter, we would be looking at how a retailer defines his target customer and their shopping needs. That is, the destination that the retailer wants to reach.